I'm just trying to start by getting to the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really uncomfortable with that language of like getting to the truth. Again,
If I probe about what the truth is?
you keep invoking the word truth, which is condescending and rude.
So I recently watched the documentary by Matt Walsh, What is a Woman? And I watched it twice. And the reason that I was really looking forward to watching it is because I'm mind blown that we're at a place in society where a documentary about this question even has to be made. And I think that it's a reflection of the fact that the United States is overprivileged. You know, we don't have any real struggles going on here in comparison to the rest of the world. Now, there are struggles in the United States, but in comparison to the majority of the rest of the world, like, we just got too much time on our hands to think, because we are fat over here. We are fat as a country with the privileges of the world. And I think that when you get this fat, when you get as fat as the United States is, you start to look for reasons to get mad, look for things to be upset over. You start thinking too much. Overthinking causes these type of problems. And I don't know if you are an overthinker like me. Like, I'm an overthinker. When I overthink, I get anxiety. And I think that this is what has happened to the whole entire United States, is that it has overthought so much that it now has anxiety. And we have to ask the question, what is a woman? Like, absolutely mind blown by it. But as I watched it, and I think that everybody should watch it, because there is a lot of information in there that I think that the world needs to see. Whether you like Matt Walsh or not, I don't agree with everything that he does, but whether you like him or the Daily Wire or anything or not, I do think that you should watch it, because there is some information in there about the system behind all of this agenda that is really illuminating, and I think that everyone should go watch it. So there's a lot that I could talk about this documentary. There was a lot of like triggering moments for me where I got like pretty upset at the levels of evil behind this facade of morality, and it really upset me. And I might talk about those on a different video, but as I was going through all of this, what I noticed was this theme. And what I'll do is I'll play this montage that I made, and then we'll discuss the theme that I saw. And make sure that you stay all the way to the end, because I'm going to give you my real unfiltered thoughts on this. All right, let's go.
If I said that I feel a certain way, then obviously you can't tell me I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
But just because I feel that way, does that mean that it's true?
I mean, if it's your reality.
Yeah, if it's your reality
It's
too.
truly like none of my business who you
So we all have our own
identify.
realities? I'm just trying to start by getting to the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really uncomfortable with that language of like getting to the truth. Again,
If I probe about what the truth is?
you keep invoking the word truth, which is condescending and rude. I'm saying to you,
How is the word truth condescending and rude?
why don't you tell me what your truth is? And you're walking on 30 seconds more of thin ice before I get up.
What my truth is? Well, I don't think I really have a truth. I think that there's just the truth. But we're in a university. This is a place of understanding truth, isn't it? Or
Absolutely, we
But the
pursue
truth-
truth.
in reality, in truth, okay?
Whose truth are we talking about?
The same truth that says we're sitting in this room right now, you and I.
No, you're not listening.
What's true to you can be false to me. So like, it's like.
What if I said that it's true? My truth is that you don't exist. Does that mean you no longer exist?
I mean, if that's your truth, sure. I don't, because
But you do.
Well, I mean, if you're saying that I do, then I do.
Well, but even if I said that you don't, you still do, because we're having this conversation.
I mean, are we?
I think so. I mean, I thought.
That's what you think.
So this is what I noticed throughout the whole entire theme of the documentary. It's the denial of objective truth. And this is something that I deal with a lot, because I deal with things that are going on in the New Age, and in New Age spirituality, they say things like, oh, you could have your truth, I could have my truth, it could all be truth. But this isn't exclusive to the New Age. This is now making its way into universities, as you saw. So it's not just like the woman on the street that's like, oh, you could have your truth, I could have my truth. Oh, am I really real? Are we really having this conversation? No. It's actually even people in academia, even this woman who is a medical professional, talking about you're not listening when Matt is trying to discuss the truth. And this is what I feel is the biggest issue, is the denial of objective truth. Because when you can deny objective truth, you can also deny objective morality. If you can have your truth and I can have my truth and it can all be true, then it can be true for me that it's okay for me to just, kill somebody. And if that's not true for you, well, that's your problem, because it's true for me. And this is the direction that things head towards when you do this whole truth relativity thing, right? So this is what we need to understand. There is subjective truths and there is objective truths. And I go really in depth in this in my new book. I'll leave the link at the bottom. And here we have the issue is that people conflate subjective truths with objective truths. Subjective truth is something like, all right, I think that Gino's Pizza in Yonkers is the best pizza in Yonkers. That's subjective, right? And my brother does not agree with me. He thinks that Silvio's is better. I have no idea why, but he thinks that Silvio's is better. So that can be true for me, that Gino's is the best, and it can be true for him that Silvio's is better. But where objective truth comes in is whether my brother or I see another slice of pizza in our entire lives, whether we see one again or not, pizza still exists. And thank God that it does. And that is what people are denying now. They're denying the existence of the pizza. They're denying the existence of objective truth. And I think that this is a tactic for the evil that is behind all of the stuff that Matt Walsh is talking about. And when I say evil, I mean like the castration of kids in affirming their gender at a very young age. If you want to do that stuff when you're older, okay. But when you're a child affirming that, I didn't get my life together until I was 28 years old. I made horrible decisions my whole entire life till I was 28. I could imagine if somebody affirmed those stupid decisions that I was making and then I was now in a situation where I cannot reverse those decisions. And also the evil behind this of looking at people's struggles as a dollar sign. They're looking at these confused children or even adults who are struggling with their identity, and they look at them as a dollar sign. For $70,000, we can chop off your junk and turn it into something else. They're doing this, and the way that they're able to get away with it is by removing the objective truth, removing it and saying, no, you are not really a man. You really are a woman. And that is the reality. Because your reality can be whatever it is you want it to be, even if it disagrees with my reality. But I'm going to affirm your reality and chop off your junk. This is really bad. Really, really, really bad. And watching this documentary, it digs into the roots of this. Where did this come from? Why is this such a big deal right now? And why is the focus now on children so much? I mean, there's a man in the documentary who didn't want to give his child puberty blockers who got arrested in Canada. That's insane. In this documentary, these people say that puberty blockers are reversible, but they're not reversible. Once you go through that stage of when your body is going through puberty, you can never enter that stage again. It doesn't just pick up where you left off because you're older now. There's a reason why puberty starts at 11, 12, 13. It's because that's when your body is supposed to be doing this stuff. If you pause that and then, just get off the puberty blockers later and start doing that at 21, your body's all messed up from not getting the hormones and stuff that it is supposed to be getting. This is going against science. It's going against our nature, like our natural biochemistry. It's going against it. And it's wrong. It's wrong to do this to children. It is so wrong. And the only way that we can get to a place where people are thinking that this is socially acceptable is by denying reality and denying objective truth. And we have to get to a place in society, we have to get to a place, an individual at a time, that says, yeah, I understand what subjective truth is, but there's no room for that when it comes to doing this to a child. There's no room for subjective truth. A child's subjective truth doesn't line up with reality. I thought that I was an X-Men mutant till I was like 13. You know, that doesn't line up with reality, right? And when we allow children who are confused to transition like this, and then you have adults affirming that and not only affirming it but making money off of it, that's just some really disgusting stuff. And it all stems from the denial of objective truth. And I can almost guarantee that you're going to see more and more of this going on. Look how confidently people say, you can have your truth, I can have my truth. Look how confidently this woman denied even her own existence simply because Matt Walsh was suggesting that maybe she's not real. If he believes that, then maybe it's the truth. This is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous to get to a point when you have a whole entire society that denies objective truth. You have a whole entire society that is susceptible of being taken over by another society that does believe in objective truth, and their objective truth may be very immoral, and they'll be able to come over here and do whatever they want because we don't actually believe in truth. So there's nothing really, quote unquote, wrong with what they are doing to us. This goes well beyond the this what is a woman question. And that's why I think that it had to be asked. That's why I think the documentary had to be made, is because it goes well beyond just that question. Because if you can question that, if you can question something as simple as that, you can question anything. And when you can question anything, that means anything goes. And what's even more interesting is that the majority of, and this is just from me knowing a few people who are in the trans community and the LGBTQ plus community, the majority of them don't agree with the nonsense that's going on with, you know, affirming somebody's gender and then putting them on puberty blockers and then allowing them to castrate themselves and allowing them to mutilate their body. Like, the majority don't agree with that. The majority don't agree with over-sexualizing kids and like putting them into drag shows that's going on right now. They don't agree with that. So what's crazy is that the politicians, the people who are making money off of this, all of them are pushing something that the majority of this community disagrees with. And that's how you know it's an agenda. That's how you know it's a real agenda being pushed by evil people who just want to profit off of this in some way. Whether they're profiting off of it by attaining more power, or they're profiting off of it by attaining more money, or whether they're profiting off of it for more sexual freedom and moving towards the sexualization of children. As somebody who was sexually abused when I was a kid, I'm sorry, but that is my whole express the truth in love and kindness, it kind of starts to disappear when that stuff starts happening, because you are ruining these kids for life. But I think that's the plan. I think that the plan is to ruin children, ruin this whole entire generation, get them to not believe in truth, not believe in gender, not believe in objective morality, not believe in any of it, so that way when they grow up and they're the ones ruling the nations, because that's what happens, the next generation comes up and they're the people in power, they're so messed up that this whole entire society just collapses in on itself. So yeah, I think everyone should go watch the documentary. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Hey, hold on 1 second, like 1 second. I'm so glad that you're still here. If you could just do me one huge favor, just send this video to one of your friends. That's it, just send it to one of your friends who you think should listen to this video. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right. Thank you so much for still being here. And by the way, we're doing the pre-orders for my new book that's coming out, The Secret, A Gateway Drug to Spiritual Heroin. For the first 100 pre-orders, I'm going to be signing the book and sending it to you. So we're getting close to finishing the editing, and I'm really excited about it. So I would greatly appreciate that. And if you feel like it, like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.